Alright, so we covered first 10 shlokas, I think, that day. And this is fifth chapter, Karma Sannyasa Yoga, or action in Krishna consciousness. So the first 6 verses, Karma Yoga, Arjuna is saying is equal to, but it's actually easier than renouncing work. So this is the question that Arjuna repeats in Bhagavad Gita. Even in the third chapter, he comes up with it, and now in the fifth chapter also. Which is better? Should I completely stop all activities, give up work, or should, and that means why he would want to renounce work in order to develop knowledge, or should I work in a detached manner? Which is better? So that is why the same question again comes up in Arjuna's mind, because Krishna, on one hand, says, in the fourth chapter again, that after performing various sacrifices, sarva karma kilam partha gnane parisamapyate. So, after executing different types of karmas or yagnas, uh, what is to be expected from that? We will get the benefit of gnana or knowledge. So our consciousness will be purified, and therefore we get spiritual knowledge. So that means knowledge is better than karma. So that means, so Arjuna is asking, so on one hand, you ask me to fight, right? All right, you were asking me to fight in a detached way. And on other hand, you're saying, no, knowledge is better than work. So how can I understand this? So now, from shloka 7 to 12, Krishna is explaining uh, the qualities of one who is a Nishkama Karma Yogi. So, karma is recommended provided it has no selfish motives. One, it should be selfless, Nishkama. Two, it should be offered to the Lord. Everything should be done as a sacrifice to the Lord. So that is Nishkama Karma Yoga. Okay, so one in who has knowledge of Krishna, he will understand, that, he being a spirit soul, we are all spiritual beings actually. We are Jivatmas, spiritual beings, and therefore we don't really belong to this nature, which is material nature. So it's like, how fish, it lives comfortably in water because that's its natural environment. A fish is which is out of water, no matter how many comforts or how much food or whatever can be given to such a fish, it cannot live. So therefore, we are also like that. No matter what we do in life, because nowadays people think, there are so many self-help guides, there are so many counselors, and there are something called as life coach and whatnot. So people think, you can go on solving problems of life one after other. But the thing is, they think, okay, now this problem has happened, so I'm going to solve it and I'll be happy. But then something else comes up, and then something else comes up. So there is no end to it because we are not compatible with this material world. We are all originally spirit souls and we belong to the spiritual world. Therefore, no matter what we do, what kind of an adjustment we do, we will not be fully satisfied at the end of it. And therefore, one who understands Krishna, because Krishna is the original supreme spiritual person, therefore he understands he's also spirit, he's the original spirit, and he's infinite, and we are tiny spirits. So therefore, our original nature is to work for him or serve Krishna. Therefore, when we offer our results, we may not be in a stage wherein we can directly work for Krishna, but at least whatever work we are doing, if we can offer some of the results to Krishna, that is good, that is recommended, and that is karma yoga. When it is done without any selfish motive, only for our purification, then that becomes nishkama karma yoga. In this way, one can remain not attached, unattached, and when we perform work as a matter of duty. So that is recommended. Therefore, now in the shloka 11th, he is saying, Kaya namanasa buddhya kevala erindriyarapi yoginah karma kurvanti sangam tyaktvatma shuddhaye. So, who is a yogi? What is the difference between yogis and normal people? This Krishna is saying here. So, a normal person, whatever he does, whether he's acting with his body or mind or his intelligence or senses, his only purpose is to get some enjoyment from that. We have, let's be honest, that's how the whole world runs. Why do we work? So we can get some money. Why do we need money? So we can, eat something nice, live comfortably, and all that. So ultimately, everything is for our enjoyment. So, but a yogi, he lives in quite opposite way. He gives up all such attachments for selfish enjoyment. And what does he do? He acts with his body, mind, intelligence, and senses. Kayena means body, manasa, mind, buddhya, intelligence, Kevalair Indriyarapi, even the senses. For what? Kevala means only for Atma Shuddhaye. Sangam Tyaktvatma Shuddhaye. Sangam means attachment. So they're giving up all sorts of attachments, material attachments. Whatever activities they do, they're doing only so that it will purify them, only for the purpose of purification. And yogina karma kurvanti. Therefore, yogis, they also work, but their intention is completely different. So therefore, for a beginner, one may not be able to understand. A person may be very highly elevated in his consciousness. He may be completely devoted to the Lord. We can see our devotees in the temple also. And for an outsider, they may seem like, oh, this person is also going for work. This person also has his family. This person is also eating. This person is also doing all the things that we are also doing. So, what's the difference? No, there is a whole world of difference, because a devotee, why does he work? So he can get some money, and so that he can, maintain his body and his family, so that, they can nicely practice bhakti. So that is the underlying, reason for everything devotee does. So if one acts like that, then he will not be attached. In the next shloka, number 12, Yukta karma phalam tyaktva shantim mapnoti naishtikim ayuktah kamakarena phale sakto nibadhyate. Now a question may arise in one's mind, how can I give up enjoyment? Right? Everyone wants to enjoy. Can anybody say, no, I don't want to be happy, I don't want to enjoy? If someone's saying that, then they're lying. Absolutely. It's not correct. Everyone wants to be happy. Because our Shastras themselves say, all of us, all living entities, they're all looking for enjoyment, they're all looking for happiness. Anandamayobhyasat. But the problem is they are not looking where they have to be looking. Because when we are looking for happiness in material things, we get disappointed. So we have to look for that ultimate source of happiness, which is Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. The Vedas say his embodiment of enjoyment, all different flavors of enjoyment. Raso vai saha. That means it's like, when we approach as if we are approaching an ocean of different flavors of ice cream, maybe. For someone who loves ice cream, he will go mad, right? Let's say there is vanilla ice cream, there's mango ice cream, there is strawberry ice cream, and this, that. Whatever he wants, he can scoop out and eat unlimited amount to his heart's content. So it is something, it's a very crude example, but it is something like that. Krishna is like that. He is an ocean of different flavors, all varieties of enjoyment. So, therefore, one who becomes devoted to Krishna, he will not be bereft of enjoyment. He's enjoying the most. He gets happiness to the highest extent. And therefore, he gives up this lower kinds of enjoyment that is within this material world. That Krishna says in the second chapter also. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drashtva nivartate. When we get the higher taste, naturally we'll give up all this lowest stuff. So now, so here he's saying yukta karma phalam tyaktva. So by giving up karma phalam, all these activities, whatever we do, we are doing so that, I'm doing this so I can get some enjoyment out of it. No, a devotee or a yogi, he gives that up. Why? Because now he is devoted to Krishna, he's serving Krishna, and he's already gaining such nice happiness by the devotional service. So he gives up these kind of material enjoyments. So yukta means to be connected. Yuj dhatu in Sanskrita means to be connected. To whom? Connected to the Supreme Lord. So Atma should always be connected to Paramatma. And what is that connection? The connection is called bhakti. So one who is connected to the Supreme Lord, then he will give up all sorts of expectations, that we what is in it for me. We all want to anybody, we ask anyone to do anything, then first thing comes to one's mind is, what do I get out of this? Am I wasting my time doing this? If I don't have any benefit from that, why will I do it? So that kind of mentality devotee gives up, because in bhakti, whatever one does for the sake of the Lord, he derives happiness by doing that. So yukta karma phalam tyaktva shantim apnoti naishtikim. Because one is serving the Lord, now he gets ultimate peace. Naishtiki means unflinching peace, shanti. That we will not get by trying to enjoy in this material world. So that is the biggest difference. So that's why in the previous shloka, when Krishna says, then to give up this kind of material attachments and working for selfish enjoyment. So immediately he is saying that you will not be a loser. Don't worry, by giving that up. Now what will you get? You will get unflinching, an unflickering peace of mind. Will be very peaceful and happy. Ayukta kama karena phale sakto nibadhyate. But if you don't give up this kind of material attachment or attachment for material enjoyment, what will happen? That means one who is not ayukta means, yukta means one who is connected to the Lord. Ayukta means one who is not connected or one who is not doing bhakti. What will happen to him? Kama karena, because he's always, he's always thinking, how to enjoy more and more and more. Why he's thinking like that? Because he's not peaceful, he's not satisfied. So that we see practically in our lives. So let's say we get to eat some nice food, or we will not be satisfied. We want to eat more and more, but that will result in maybe indigestion. So therefore, this kind of material greed happens because we won't be satisfied with anything, any kind of material activity. कामकारेण अयुक्तः कामकारेण फले सक्त निबध्यते. Because he is attached to this material enjoyment, selfish enjoyment, without being connected to the Lord through bhakti seva. What will happen? He will become entangled. What kind of an entanglement? He becomes entangled in this karma, this cycle of karma. The more we want to enjoy on our own without serving the Lord, the more we become entangled in karma. That means we will have to come back, taking up different births, different bodies. So that is why we have been through so many, many, many species of life, because whatever kind of body we try to enjoy in that kind of body, and we are not satisfied, and then we'll be given another type of body and another. Just like, if someone is very greedy, and how much ever you give them, either they're trying out clothes, for example, they're not satisfied with this, and then uh, they'll think, oh, this is not good, let me try another, let me try another, let me try another. That is how it is. We have been going through different types of these bodies are also compared to garments, actually, clothes. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihayo. That also Krishna says in the second chapter. We keep on changing bodies, like, we change our clothes. So similarly, if we are not, if we don't take to serving the Lord, if we don't become His devotees, we will not achieve peace. And then instead of that, we become more and more greedy for the selfish sense enjoyment. And then we also become entangled in this karma. That means we become caught up in this karma bandhana, and then we have to take on many more births. And who knows how much misery we have to go through, or how much there may be little happiness, but there may be a lot of misery also coming along with it. So it is very, very risky. That's why Krishna is talking about all this. So now in the shloka number 13, he talks about Sarva Karmani Manasa Sanyasyaste Sukham Vashi Navadvare Pure Dehi Naiva Kurvan Karayan. Now he is advising how to become devoted to Krishna. So now from the shloka 13 to 16, Krishna will explain the relationship between Ishvara, Jiva, and Prakriti. Prakriti means material nature. Ishvara means the Supreme Lord or Paramatma. No, it doesn't mean Shiva. Mostly people think, especially in South India, Ishvara refers to Shiva. No, Ishvara literally means controller. And who is the Parameshwara? The supreme controller of all controllers is Sri Krishna. Because there are many controllers. We see there may be a controller of this area, there may be a controller of this ward, or the city, or the state, country, and so on and so forth. But ultimately, there is a controller for the entire creation, and that is Shri Krishna. Then Jiva is all of us, individual living beings. Prakriti is this material nature or material energy. So here the Lord is saying the yogi or the transcendentalist who works, with detachment and he also has a knowledge of a relationship between the jiva and the material nature and the supreme soul. Only he can actually work with the detachment. So therefore, knowledge is actually very important that way. Without knowledge, we won't be able to even discern, which is really uh, taking us towards materialism, which is taking us towards spiritualism. So therefore, we have to understand the modes of material nature. So when we say material nature is one kind of energy of the Supreme Lord. Actually, Supreme Lord has innumerable energies. Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. So, of all the energies, there are three main categories. So, first category of the Lord's energy is his Antaranga Shakti or internal energy, which is nothing but the spiritual energy. And he works on that spiritual platform. He works with the spiritual energy directly. Then second is material energy, which we see here in this whole world is a manifestation of material energy. And another kind of energy is us, jivatmas. So we are not material energy. At the same time, we are not completely spiritual also. We are somewhere in between. Originally, we are all spiritual, but because with this material energy, so we have material bodies, we have material way of thinking. So therefore, this material energy is affecting us all the time. In fact, it is controlling us all the time. So this material energy also has three divisions. It is called as sattva, raja, and tamoguna. Mode of goodness means sattva guna. Mode of passion means rajoguna. Mode of uh, ignorance is tamoguna. So what are these modes really? That we will study later in the later chapters in detail. So for now, we have to just understand these are the modes of material nature. Um, so they may appear to be the cause of all this, or even the super soul or Paramatma. He may also be. One may think that sometimes people say, I have no control over all this, right? Whatever is happening in our lives, everything is controlled by the Lord. If everything is controlled by the Lord, then I'm not responsible. So that is also not correct. So that's why Krishna says here, neither the material nature nor the Paramatma, they are not responsible for our actions or reactions. Only we are responsible. They are only facilitating. So anyway, we will learn all this in detail. Then because why they are not responsible? Because it is whatever we are suffering or enjoying, that is all because we have desired to do certain things, either previous lifetimes or this lifetime. So when the jivas or the living entities, they desire to enjoy, then these modes of nature, sattva, raja, and tamoguna, they carry out all these necessary actions, but with the permission of Paramatma. So now, here that's what Krishna explains in the 13th shloka. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vushi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvanna karayan. This is actually very, very important. It may seem simple, but actually it's very difficult also to understand, because Krishna is saying now, the living entity, the Jivatma, why he is not really the doer? Because it's actually whatever we do. Even the other day, I think I was explaining. For example, if I want to lift a pen or a book. So am I really doing that action? It's actually body is doing that. Who am I? I'm the spirit soul and I'm sitting inside this body. So that's why Krishna is saying here, this Jivatma or the spirit soul, he is residing in this city of 9 gates. He is comparing this body to a city of 9 gates. What are the gates? So we see there are 9 holes in the body: eyes, nose, mouth, ears, are reproductory and organs for evacuation. All these, they're all different holes in the body. So here in the scriptures, this is a common terminology they use. So Navadvara means 9 gates, and Pura means city. So it is known as a city of 9 gates. So in this city of 9 gates, this person or this Jivatma, he's sitting, he is residing there. So these the city that is actually moving about, right? That means hands, legs are all moving about, and eyes are seeing, and ears are hearing, and all that. But that spirit soul, he's actually sitting inside it. So he's actually not doing anything. He's only desiring. But all this, the material energy, the material energy actually makes the body work according to the desires of the jiva. Therefore, uh, Krishna is saying here, how can this jiva, how can he become happy? By sanyasyaste sukham vashi, by renouncing all his, actions. Sarva karmani manasa. How? Mentally renouncing all the actions. One may be um, one may be renounced one may renounce all his actually activities and go sit and do tapasya, but internally in his mind, if he is still thinking, if he is not at all detached, let's say he's thinking, oh, how will it be now to watch this movie, but externally he may have dressed up also like some rishi or a sannyasi, and he may be doing tapasya, but internally he's still wondering, oh, it would have been so nice to go eat ice cream or something like that. So that is not real renunciation. So Krishna here again and again he stresses on this point. He talks about in second chapter, third chapter, now fifth chapter also. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan, he said in the second chapter. Who is said to be really a yogi and self-realized? One who has mentally given up all desires to enjoy. Not really one who has given up all his responsibilities or work and simply sitting externally as though he is meditating. But internally, if he is meditating on something else or thinking of enjoying, then he is not real yogi. Therefore, even here Krishna says, when a Jivatma, when he has given up all sorts of work mentally, that means he is not attached to doing those works, or he is not attached to enjoying the results of those works. Then he'll neither naiva kurvan nakarayan. Then even though he is doing all sorts of work, but still he's not really doing or causing the work to be done. That means no karma will touch him. He's doing, but he's still not attached to it. So all this is not really very easy to understand, what to speak of practicing, but it will come with time. When we develop that knowledge and detachment, we have to go on hearing Bhagavad Gita, we have to go on reading, and we should also chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. By chanting, we can understand these scriptures better, and our mind will also be purified. So we can chant all day or whenever possible, however possible. So there are no rules or regulations. So we can always chant this Mahamantra. That's why it is called as a Mahamantra. It is not like the Gayatri Mantra or other mantras which have strict rules and regulations. So in the next shloka, number 14, it says, "Na kartrutvam na karmani lokasya srijati prabhu na karma phala samyogam svabhavastu pravartate." Na kartrutvam means one who thinks he's a doer. Okay, and na karmani. Karmani means all the activities. Activities. Lokasya srijati prabhu. न कर्म फल संयोगम स्वभावस्तु pravartate. That means this embodied spirit, that means this jivatma who is residing in that, city of 9 gates. Now he's actually the master of that body, that city, right? He does not create any work or activities, nor does he make others to work, nor does he create any fruits of those work or the karma phala. Then who is doing all this? All this is carried out only by the material energy. So our whole, if we were to capture our entire situation of this material life and all our problems just in one statement, here it is. We suffer so many problems in life, and we have suffered gazillion lifetimes going through one species, one body after another, one body after another. Why? Because we have been thinking we are the doer. We have been thinking, I have done all this, but someone else has given me pain. I have done all that, but I was made to go through this suffering, or whatever be it. Or I have done so well, so therefore I got this achievement or award. I did this, I did that, or I was the one who did whatever be it. It doesn't have to be something great, or it doesn't have to be something bad. For all activities, anything we do, we are thinking that I am the doer. Me, in the sense, this body, we are referring to, we are right now a person who is not self-realized. He's thinking he is the body. So whatever name we have been given at the time of birth, that is the name for this body. This is not the name of the soul. So that person who we are thinking we are ever since we are born is actually not the real person. We are actually the spirit soul inside this body. So we are thinking this body has done this, has done that, or has made others do something. And I have got all this karma, and I have to enjoy because of this karma, or I have to suffer because of this karma. The minute we come to realize that, I am not even this body, then how is it that I am doing all this, or I am making others do all this? No, I am not at all this body. That means I don't even suffer. If we really come to the realization that I am not this body, I am the spirit soul, I am not at all this mind, I am nor these senses, nor this intelligence, then immediately within a fraction of a second, with that very second, all our problems will be gone. Because we immediately understand that this whole life, this whole, what can I say, the situation that we have created for ourselves, life after life, it is only because of this illusion that I am this body. I am not this body, nor am I doing all these activities, but it is only being carried out by the sattva, raja, or tamoguna. Then why are they carrying out? So that means the Lord is partial, because someone is getting the birth of birth in some a very bad situation, maybe in a poor family, someone is being born in a very high family. Why all this is happening? Because of our own desires. We did some activities in the past, and for that we are getting some reaction in this life. So it is because we are always thinking I'm this body, and because of that I'm thinking I'm doing all these things, and um, that someone is giving me suffering or I am giving someone else suffering. So all this is a big illusion. It is the biggest illusion. So why? Because we are not this body. We are the spirit souls, and whatever we are doing is actually being carried out by the material modes of nature. So once we understand that, then no more we will be bothered by this karma phala. No more. We will be immediately freed. And that is possible only when we surrender to the Supreme Lord completely. And then we realize that we are His eternal devotee or servant. It's just like, they give the example that uh, when it is completely dark, neither can we see ourselves. We can't even see our own face or body, and we can't see anything around us. But as soon as the sun rises, or as soon as we turn on the light, we can see both the light and ourselves and everything around us. Similarly, because now we are in the darkness of ignorance actually is darkness. But as soon as the son of the Lord or Paramatma, as soon as he is visible to us, that means that sun is now risen in our heart. What happens? Then immediately our heart will become full of light. All the darkness of ignorance is gone. Now we'll be suddenly be able to see our own self. We can understand who we are, our original spiritual identity. What is our relationship with our Lord? And we can see everything around us as it is, not this way, not the way we are able to see the world. We will be able to see the world actually the way it is. There are many things actually, even in the universe, many things we cannot see and perceive actually with these eyes. Everything will become clear to us actually. So, next shloka, number 15. Nadatte kasyachit papam na chaiva sukritam vibhuhu agnanenavritam gnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. Now, because Supreme Lord, He's also sitting inside our body, in our heart. So there are two beings. One is Atma or Jivatma, that is us, the individual soul. So along with him, there is Super Soul or Paramatma. So within the heart of every living being, there are these two beings. One is Jivatma, the individual soul, and one other is Paramatma. Paramatma is the same in everyone's body because he is the Supreme Lord's. Is the Supreme Lord's Amsha or expansion. He is the Supreme Lord himself. But the individual souls are different. Like I am different from you, and you're different from the other person. We are all different persons. So now individual soul is also sitting. So he has been thinking that he's the doer, so he's responsible for all this and all that. Along with him, one more person is sitting. And who is that? That is Paramatma. Because if he was not sitting, then who will judge us? Who will know what our desires are? Who will know what papa or sinful activities or punya or pious activities have we been doing? Not just externally, both kaya, vacha, manasa, all three ways, either through words, through mind, or through body. So there has to be witness. So there is the supreme witness. There are many, many more witnesses. There are many devatas. They're also witnessing. Uh, But the supreme witness of all is sitting right next to us within our heart, and he is the Paramatma, the Supreme Lord. But just because he is also sitting within the same house, is he also getting this karma bandhana or karma, actions of karma like the jiva? No, no. Because he is not thinking that he is this body. He is only there as anumat, upadrishta cha anumanta cha. That he says in the 15th chapter. So he is sitting there as upadrishta, that means witness. Anumanta means he is the one who gives permission for us. Because the common example that's given is a child may be forcing the mother or the father, oh, buy me this candy, buy me this candy, buy me this candy. And the parent will say, no, no, it's not good. If you keep on eating all these candies, you will get cavities. It's not good. But the child, sometimes we all know they can be very stubborn. So they'll not listen. They're like, no, I want it. I want whatever it is, I want it. So finally, the parent will say, all right, take it. What can I do? If you have to suffer, it's your problem. I kept telling you, I want you, you won't listen. All right, now take it. Similarly, the Supreme Lord also is sitting as Paramatma. He's constantly, he wants us. You know, one must be, if one is really doing good sadhana and one who is really surrendered to the Lord and devoted, at least during the times of calamities or times of bad happenings, we actually get warning from Paramatma. And it is said even in the Shastra that there is always the Lord, he will always send us warning because he's our dearmost friend. How can he let us down? He never lets us down. He's always warning us. But we are so foolish. We are so caught up with our own life. It's like, we are completely, so the child is completely devoid of any thinking or discretion or intelligence. The child will not even discriminate whether this is good for me or not. So the Lord is constantly is trying to bring us back to track. But because of all the anarthas we have in our heart, anarthas in this form of lust, greed, anger, all these, we are not able to hear the Lord's voice actually. So then, Nachaiva Sukrutam Vibhuhu. So because he's sitting inside the heart, but he is not affected by all this, either whether this Jiva is doing any good karma or bad karma. Mm. Neither it will affect him, nor will nor will he take responsibility for it. Okay, so that because it's completely on the jiva. But however, the jivas, they are bewildered. Why? Because of their ignorance. Their ignorance is now covering their real knowledge. What is the real knowledge? Real knowledge is I'm Jivatma. I'm not this body. I have got nothing to do with this. And I am eternal servant and devotee of the Supreme Lord. So he doesn't have all this knowledge because it's completely covered because of ignorance. So nadatte kasyachit papam. Na adatte means kasyachit. Anyone. Kasyachit means anyone. Adatte means he accepts. Who the Supreme Lord. Vibhu. So Vibhu means the Supreme Lord. Means one who is all powerful. Okay, so he doesn't accept either papa or sukruta or punya. Okay, anyone's. And but why does this Jivatma do? Why does he continue to do all this then? Because of his agnana, because of his ignorance. So he's ignorant completely that he is not this body. And therefore he'll continue. Because his knowledge, real knowledge is covered, he will be bewildered and he continues in this way, thinking that he's the body. So in the next shloka, Gnanena tu tad agnanam yesham nachitam atmanah tesham adityavagnanam prakashayati tatparam. Then how do we come out of this ignorance? It's a very, very dreadful situation. It's a very pitiable condition, for millions and millions of lifetimes, we are cheating ourselves, thinking that we are this body and this my children, my spouse, my relatives, they're all mine. I belong to this country. I belong to this community. It's complete nonsense. It's complete illusion. We are cheating ourselves. Then how do we come out of this? Is there any way out? So Krishna immediately says, Danena tu tat agnanam yesham nashitam atmanaha. See, this living entity, he cannot himself come out of this ignorance. It's not possible. Someone has to help him. Who can help him? The Supreme Lord himself helps him. He sends a guru to help him. So how does he help? He destroys this ignorance with knowledge. Just like the example I gave, the same example Krishna is giving. Tesham aditya vajnanam prakashayati tatparam. So this knowledge is like it's light. Knowledge is actually light because it destroys this ignorance, which is like darkness. It is actually ignorance is actually darkness because tamoguna means darkness. That is a dark material energy, dark form of material energy. So this ignorance is one of the byproducts of tamoguna. Therefore, that is also very dark. So, but knowledge is light because knowledge comes from sattva actually, the final spiritual knowledge, ultimate spiritual knowledge is even beyond sattva. It is completely spiritual energy. But first of all, we have to come to sattva. That is light. Therefore, the Lord, as if the sun lights up everything in daytime, just like how when sun comes up, all darkness will go in just one shot. We don't have to individually light each and every place. Just one sun is enough. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is enough. As soon as he, shows up his glorious light, then all our ignorance and all our suffering is immediately gone. So in the next series of shlokas, shloka 17 to 26, the Lord talks about, so till now he has explained what is the relationship between Jiva, Ishvara and Prakriti. Then one who has received his mercy, just like we saw now. So how will that person be? How does he see things? What is his view? So that the Lord explains. So he's explaining one who is fixed in knowledge of the relationship between the living entity, the jiva, and this material nature, and the Paramatma. He obviously he will take shelter of Paramatma because now he knows actually whatever relationships I have in this material world, this is all temporary. It is not really going to help me out of this very bad situation. So then what to do? He knows only Paramatma or the Supreme Lord can help. He takes shelter of him and therefore he becomes enlightened and he attains liberation. So therefore, a Krishna conscious person means a devotee, he always enjoys unlimited pleasure within himself because now he is fixed his consciousness on Sri Krishna. Like I said earlier, Sri Krishna, he is the source of all happiness, all enjoyment. So obviously, when we go to him, we will become automatically completely happy. Therefore, such a yogi, he is always busy. Now that he has got the highest happiness, and he will not think like the other selfish yogis who go off to Himalayas or somewhere and they're just meditating. So what if they're meditating? So what, even if they were to achieve some spiritual enlightenment, what about all the other suffering jivas? They don't care about them. But a real bhakta or a Vaishnava, he's very, very merciful. He's compassionate to all living beings because he understands all living beings are also his own brothers and sisters because we all belong to the same Lord who is our Father. Therefore, he he will work very hard to help others also achieve the Lord so that they may also become happy. So in the 17th shloka he says Tadbuddhayastadaatmanaha tannishthas tatparayanaha gacchantya punaravrittim nana kalmashaha. So when one's buddhaya means one's intelligence, one's atma. So atma can mean many things. It really depends on the context actually. So in Sanskrit, that's why many words have many, many meanings. So atma in this context means the mind. So in some contexts, it may also mean the body, may also mean the intelligence, and of course, the first or proper meaning of Atma is spirit. So here, mind. So whose intelligence, whose mind, Tannishtha means whose faith, Tat Parayana. Parayana means who is completely dedicated, devoted to the Lord. So who has dedicated his mind, his intelligence, his faith, everything on the Lord. What happens to him? Gacchantya punaravrittim, then he goes to attain liberation. Apuna avrittim means he's not going to come back to the cycle of birth and death. He's liberated. Gnana nirdhuta kalmashaha. Why? Because now he is completely cleansed, his heart with all misgivings, all different, all wrong conceptions we have, and all that is removed because it's now cleansed by knowledge of the Supreme Lord. Such a person who is completely cleansed, he will immediately be liberated. So, how is the liberated person then? How does he act? Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaivashvapake cha Pandita Samadarshinaha. This is shloka number 18. So, this is how a really a liberated person is, because he has Vidya. Vidya actually does not mean this so-called material knowledge as in today's world. They think getting some university degree is not Vidya, or at least according to the Shastra or the Supreme Lord himself. Real Vidya means that which gives us knowledge about our own self and the knowledge about the Supreme Lord. That is Vidya. So that is spiritual knowledge. So therefore, one who is completely endowed with this true knowledge, Vidya, Vinaya Sampanne, he is not arrogant at all. Nowadays, we see that, a person, the higher number of degrees or PhDs one may have, will be more and more arrogant. But in our scriptures and, the standard of learned Pandita back in the day, in the Shastras, when people would go get trained in the Gurukula, they will become extremely gentle and extremely well behaved and respectful towards everyone, every living entity, what to speak of other humans. So, therefore, this yogi now, who is completely self illuminated and enlightened, because of his knowledge, he is Vinaya Sampanna, he is very gentle. Brahmane Gavi Hastini. So, such a gentle, knowledgeable soul, how does he see? Look at others. Whether it is a Brahmin, Brahmana is supposedly the uh, highest of, elevated people of the society because of his spiritual knowledge. Whether it is a Brahmana or whether it is a cow, Gavi means a cow, Hasti means elephant, Shuni means a dog, or whether it is a dog eater, Shwapa Kecha. Dog eaters means, traditionally in India, they are called as chandalas. They are the lowest class because one who eats dog's meat, he's considered lowest. So, but this Pandita, he's Samadarshina, but he doesn't discriminate whether one is a dog eater or a Brahmana or a cow or elephant, dog. Why he doesn't discriminate? Does that mean, oh, they're all they're all on the same platform? Well, yes and no. So this is where the current modern day society has got it completely wrong. So there are two different views here. I mean, how people generally misunderstand. So the modern communist culture, they think everyone is equal. So everyone, there should be no classes at all in the society. Everyone are all equal. Everyone should have the same rights. Everyone should do the same kind of job. Everything same. But that is also another foolishness because nobody is equal. Everybody is different. No five fingers are equal. How can we say all different types of people are equal? Everybody is different. That is also not correct. But then here Krishna is saying why such an even the elevated yogi is perceiving everyone to be equal. Samadarshina, because he is not seeing on the material platform, he is seeing on a spiritual platform. Yes, bodily they are all different. Therefore, a Brahmana will or a cow will not eat the same food as a dog. Dog's nature is different, therefore it will eat something different. Cow's nature is different, it will eat something different. It does different kinds of activities. So they're all not equal on a material level because they have different natures. They have attained accordingly different types of bodies. But still, why are they equal? Because they're all parts and parcels of the same Paramatma. They're all Jivatmas and they have the same Paramatma within their heart. So therefore, the really elevated yogis, they actually give respect to each and every living entity equally because they don't see the bodies as different, but they see that every body is actually a temple of the Lord because Paramatma is residing there within that body along with the Jivatma. Therefore, he sees with equal vision and therefore he doesn't discriminate because now he's respecting the Paramatma there. Therefore, he'll never hurt any living entity. What to speak of hurting? He will not even commit offense, he will not even be disrespectful. Therefore, he is very gentle. In the 19th shloka, he says, Iha dayajita sargo isham samya sthitam manaha nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmad brahmani te sthitaha. So I'll finish up in the next two shlokas. So, Iha eva taihi. In this life, certainly, who have conquered. Uh, that means whose minds have been conquered. So whether it is in equanimity, in sameness, they have already conquered birth and death. That means one who is not bewildered, one who is not bewildered by all this dualities in life, or one who has conquered his mind. Hmm? That means whether there is happiness or sadness, whether we are experiencing good fortune, misfortune, whatever it is, if we are if we are in that equilibrium state of mind, that means we have conquered our mind. That means we have already conquered the condition of birth and death. So, such a person, this great yogi, he has already conquered that mind, and he'll be equally placed, in all circumstances. Ihaivatai jitha sargo. Sarga means whether in birth or death. Yesham samye sthitam manaha. So in all sort of situations, he is equally situated. Nirdosham hi samam brahma. Tasmad brahmani te sthitaha. So such a person, he is actually attained spiritual consciousness. He is also flawless. Uh, uh, like the Supreme Lord, he's also become completely spiritual, and therefore he is already attained on the spiritual platform. So, Napra Hrishyet Priyam Prapya Nodvijet Prapya Chapriyam Sthira Buddhirna Sammodho Brahmavid Brahmani Sthitaha. So here again, Krishna explains further what are these dualities that we generally face. Let's say na prahrishyet means one, hrisha means harsha, one who is not, one who doesn't become very happy when someone praises him. Priyam means pleasant talk, or someone who is praising us. No dvijet, udvijet means one who doesn't become upset when he gets apriyam, when someone rebukes us or blames us or criticizes us. Such a person who has such a sthira buddhi means um, whose intelligence is fixed. It doesn't shake. It doesn't shake or get agitated. Asam moodho. He's not bewildered. Brahmavid Brahmani Sthitaha. Such a person, he knows the Supreme Lord really well, perfectly. And he is situated in the Brahmani means on a spiritual platform, transcendental spiritual platform. So these are the symptoms of one who is really attained the high realization of the Supreme Lord and his own spiritual self-realization. All right,